welcome to Bestie Hotline.
Bring, bring.
I'm Kate Reeves.
And I'm Gemma Peanut.
And we are in Canberra.
We are in the Berra.
The nation's capital.
Now, DLs, if you're listening on a Friday morning, we're very excited. We are doing a Bestie brunch at the Canberra Outlet.
Yeah, if you've got no plans today, look, tickets are gone, but you could just pop down and, I don't know, look from a balcony.
So bizarre.
That sounded really creepy.
So odd.
I didn't mean it to, but if you feel like a spot of shopping, we will be at Canberra Outlet. We might just see you on the escalator.
Or if you've got tickets, we can't wait to squeeze you and see you.
Tonight.
Yes.
Oh, no, tomorrow night. Phew.
Well, the show is the next night, but we'll see those who are attending the Bestie brunch. But yeah, we're getting show ready for our very first performance in Canberra.
Ever.
Do you know what, Revsy? It's funny. There was a part of us that was like, are we okay to do a show in Canberra? Is anyone going to show up? Like, we just weren't sure.
Man, did they show up?
100p. And we were, my secret worry maybe was that Canberrans have travelled to Sydney to see our shows.
Oh, and you thought the Sydney shows were full of Canberrans and there'd be no one at either.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
that's a very chummy worry.
Well, yeah, I know. But as it turns out, because our Sydney Opera House shows sold out so quickly, we have quite a number of Sydney siders who are travelling to Canberra for a girls' weekend away.
Uno reverse card, Canberra. You've got us coming to you this time. So good. We do need to say thank you so much to Parker Coles Curtis, who are a family law firm who are bringing us down to Canberra with Canberra Outlet. They're very cool. It's very dear to my heart for sure, because their whole firm is about making separation and divorce easier on women. They're a
female-run, female-led,
female
team.
everything.
Yeah.
Full female law firm who look after women going through separation. And it is one of the most stressful things you can go through. And they do it with so much intention and care. And they're DLs.
Yes!
So they are supporting the Canberra show. They made it happen, which is just freaking cool.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here, guys. But as always, doesn't
Yeah.
matter what city we're in.
No.
Doesn't matter where in the world we are,
No
Revs.
matter how tired we are or how many tap dances we have to go over.
The dilemon tree be crying with dilemons, whimpering away, begging to be picked, begging to be turned into juicy dilemoncello.
Go on then. the narrative arc of a dilemon is really confused.
Yeah, when you zoom out, I often think about people who chance upon our podcast, or maybe a friend recommended it, and they land on a Bestie Hotline app
We
and are
lose
like,
them forever.
what is happening?
They're like, it's a lemon, but it's a dilemon, and it's
weeping.
crying, but it wants to be cut open and turned into a cocktail.
Like, what is happening?
What is happening?
Shall we check out who has called the Bestie Hotline today?
We shall. We should. Yes.
Hi girls, long time DL here. I've got a dilemma for you. I am the mum of two little children, a 3-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl.
Ooh,
yes, just 14
together.
months apart because I'm mad, heavily in the trenches. But I find myself wondering when I'm, disciplining or chiding the kids, what am I doing and saying to my daughter because she's older, and what am I doing or saying that's teaching her that she's responsible for how a boy feels? Wondering if you have any tips about phrases or something that I can use to check myself to make sure that I'm not making her responsible for her brother's feelings or reactions, but just teaching her to be a good human.
Hard relate. We both know this.
Yeah, we've got firstborn daughters,
Yep.
followed closely by sons.
Yep.
It's tricky.
And it is something I spend a lot of time thinking about.
What I love about our DL is that she has an awareness. Like that in itself is everything.
Yeah, you're
Because
ahead.
You're not always going to get it right. But
Yeah.
the difference is you'll walk away from an interaction with your kids or a breakup of a fight or whatever behavior that's gone on, and you might just do a self-audit. I do this regularly where I'm like, would I have said that to Iggy? Like, or did I just pull that out for Rafa? Is it gendered? Is it because she's older? Like these are all the things that swim around in our head.
Yeah, and firstborn daughter, I know it's internet lingo, but it's a real thing. It's a real role in the makeup of a family dynamic. You do feel a lot of pressure, and you are taught pretty young to hold your shit because everyone else might lose theirs, and you've got to kind of be the one who upholds the calm and the peace and all that stuff. Yeah, it is a real thing that we put on our firstborn daughters or our older daughters to younger brothers.
Yeah, but we don't want to raise people pleaser girls.
No, and we don't want to raise little women who think, that they are responsible for a man's feelings. I guess it's just conversations.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt anyone to say out loud, I'll use my kids' names as an example. Hey, Teddy, Isla is not responsible for your feeling. You can say that.
Absolutely.
You say that enough times, it does go in, you know. A big thing I do in my household, and I'm no expert, but it works for me, is I've got you can have as big a feeling as you want, but you're putting this on the rest of the house. Take your feeling to your room.
Yeah.
Go for it. Get it out. Let it out. Go punch some pillows, kick some things, whatever you want. But take it away from our space because you are dominating the space with this energy, and it's not our job to deal with your feelings.
I agree. I mean, we say take your mood to your room.
Love it.
We're like, off your trot.
That's a bit more concise.
Well, the other thing we say to Rafa all the time is it's not your job to parent your brother.
Yes.
Because she does that all the time. She
Yes.
chimes in and
Same.
it is so unhelpful. And I get it. She's playing that big sister role, but also there's a little sprinkle of I know better. And then she gets involved and I'm like, babe, not your responsibility, not your circus, not your monkey in this moment if
100%.
Iggy is acting out. But also he does it in the reverse. So I'm constantly trying to tell them, butt out of it.
Yeah.
Butt out of their emotional bullshit. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah. I often say to Isla, tools down, babe. This is not your job.
Yeah.
Like this situation, you can literally walk away from this. You're not responsible for how the adults feel. You're not responsible for how your brother feels.
Yeah.
You know? They do need to be told a lot. Like it's a practice because it's definitely her instinct. I think what our DL is talking about though is like, you know what it's like. The little brother losing his shit. Who's holding it together? The big sister. She can handle it. She's chill, whatever. Or the little brother's been on your last fucking nerve all day and then the big sister needs something and you snap at that point. Do you know what I mean? The overstimulation takes over you and you're like, can you just sort it out? Because she will.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't do that to the boy. We seem to dig deeper and find more patience and want to just fix or placate or deal with him. And we wouldn't apply that to the girl. We expect her to sort of just step up and handle it because she often would. And that's not fair.
Yeah. I find it a huge responsibility for Iggy especially to raise him to be responsible for his own reactions and his behavior and self-regulation all the time. I know that sometimes my husband and I, we have conversations where we self-audit around our gender alignment with our kids because I actually find I'm tougher on Rafa because she feels like the representative of me, which is absolute bullshit. It's a construct I've made up.
Totally.
And he is tougher on Iggy because it's like, you know, that old trope, like, no, you got to man up. My husband has never said you've got to man up.
Yeah.
But I think
It's that other thing as well as they trigger our shit
Of
because
course.
they're the same. They, look and feel like us.
Totally.
Yeah.
And he's trying to unlearn all of these things. And of course, we hold space for both of them. You're allowed to feel your feelings. You're allowed to cry. But you're not allowed to drag anyone else into your hole. That's another piece of language we use all the time. Like, Iggy, you don't have to get in the hole with your sister, or I'm not going to get in the hole with you about this, darling. We've already spoken through this. If you still need to go and think about it or have a breather, why don't you just take space? Take some space. I can't tell you the sibling fighting in our household at the moment. I can't, like, the amount of times I say on repeat, give each other space.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Don't antagonize each
They're like
other.
magnets.
I know, it's so annoying.
I see a side of my daughter that I see nowhere else with her brother.
100p.
You know, she does this thing with her foot where she just gets her toe and just needles. And I'm like, I've never seen her do that to anyone else, including me, like anyone. It's like he's got one of those doll winding things on his back, and she's just like, I'm just gonna take this for a spin.
Oh my God.
It is infuriating to watch.
Absolutely. An actual text conversation I had just this week, so it's very timely. A mum from Rafa's school kindly messaged me to say, oh my gosh, my daughter has been away for a couple of weeks. She had like a tonsillectomy or something. She was really nervous to come back to school, and I just wanted to let you know that Rafa gave her the biggest hug, was so kind and welcoming and so sweet to make her feel comfortable being back at school because she was nervous. My daughter was nervous. And my reply was, I wish she treated her brother that way. I was completely projecting my own shit. But at the time that I received the text, Like she was antagonizing the shit out of
Yeah.
her brother. And I was just like, the absolute contrast
Yeah.
in this one scenario.
I think the thing we have to do is we just make sure we call the boys out as much as we call the girls out, because we have a very high
Absolutely.
standard of the girls and we want them to just cut it out. Like, don't do that. What are you doing? You know, that's my tone. I'm always like, why are you doing that? That's ridiculous. Whereas I might be like, now, Teddy, okay, all right, mate, I understand. You know, there's a lot more of that patience where I could apply the same kind of like, what are you doing? What are you come on, mate, don't be that guy. Is always a very effective sentence. So yeah, it's good. It's good to think about these things and watch your own language. I think it's my advice, if I had any, is just say, like, literally label it. Label the
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
Say, you're not in charge of anyone else's feelings. You're not responsible for your brother's feelings. You're not responsible for the adult's feelings. You do you, boo.
Yeah, we don't want to get down into the parentification of your own child.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that'll really mess them up.
Sure will.
But I think it's really cool, personally, witnessing my kids parrot back what I think is quite mature language around labeling feelings and get reflecting. And whenever they're reflecting on a feeling or a behavior, I always drop everything. It's like that's my cue to down tools and just really engage with them on that, because I want that to become a practice
100%.
for them to reflect, review, and analyze and move on.
Yeah.
And feeling confident about how they've handled their own behavior in a situation, because that's all we want, don't we?
Honestly, it's the new rich. You
Yeah.
can give your kids the gift of emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's only going to set them up for a fantastic life. you
Couldn't
know?
agree more, Rebsy.
Yeah.
But DL, you're doing a great job,
You
even
are.
just by way of your own self-awareness around it. That's really cool. And thanks for bringing it to the pod.
I once heard someone say, if you're wondering if you're a good parent, you definitely are. So there you go.
Couldn't agree more.
We love you. Canberra, we're in you. We'll see you at the Bestie Brunch, or we'll see you tomorrow night at the Playhouse.
Bring it on.
It's showtime.
And as always, we'll be back in your ears next week on Tuesday with a regular episode.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.